Mercedes-Benz Superdome here in New Orleans. The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with the Atlanta Falcons. Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
On second down, Kamara. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Shotgun now for Breeze. And that is incomplete. Brian Poole that time there to get a hand on it.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Hey, wait.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. On 2nd down, Freeman. And he'll get across the 20, but only to about the 22-yard line. In on the tackle, Alex Okafor.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On third down, Ryan. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Ready. We're waiting.
Bree's going to throw. And that'll be incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
Check.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's across the 40 for the extra yards to the 43. It appears he'll be a few inches short, so 9 yards on the gain officially, and it'll be 3rd down.
There we go. Nice play, baby.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Gun. Ready.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Deidron Sinnott.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Breeze to throw on 2nd down. That's out to Hill, right side complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Breeze to another long-time vet, Ginn, for the New Orleans first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle. Alvin Kamara really settling into the league in his 2nd season. And, of course, he came out of Tennessee, but not a lot of people remember he started at Alabama.
He did and got caught in that big mix of running backs at Bama. And they like those bigger, thicker runners, those guys who can break down defenses through the middle. Alvin Kamara ended up leaving Alabama, going to a junior college for a while. I believe he went to Hutchinson Junior College before matriculating at Tennessee and finding his way to the NFL, where he is now a star.
Running with Kamara. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Now they'll throw with Breeze. He dumps it down to Ingram. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Call it a 3-yard gain. The Saints on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Ready. We're waiting.
From midfield, here's Breeze. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Bree's going to come up here, 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Yes! Hey, easy.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, what a good football coach is looking for. Complete football players. And guess what? We've got one here because most cornerbacks, they just want to cover people. This guy shows the ability to go ahead and make tackles.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, left, 28 left. Ready.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Waiting. Got three. Three down. Good set. 12. Good set.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that part. I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. On 2nd down, Ryan. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ryan to Sanu, good for an Atlanta 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
Hey, let's go.
From the shotgun, Ryan. He's airing it out for Sanu. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
21.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Sammy.
Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 3rd down. From the gun, it's Breeze. He is going to find Hill here. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. A 10th carry for Kamara. Finding room inside the 40. The 20, 10, 5, and all the way down to the 5. A big play there out of Kamara. 46 yards on the ground. So down inside the 5-yard line, I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit to the offense and give credit to the guy running the football. He gets it down all the way inside the 5.
A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. They come out here in the eye. They'll run here with Ingram. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And his throw's going to be incomplete. It was Ricardo Allen there on the coverage.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage. Especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
The Saints on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
Yes.
Now Breeze. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Lutz now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. So out come the Falcons now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Clock running, and the Falcons moving with a sense of urgency.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
22.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. And the Saints signal for another timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's Matt Bosher now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now it's Ginn. He will not go down.
Have to retake those ankles.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Ready? You waiting?
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. Past the 20. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. They'll come out in the pistol.
Check, check, check.
Breeze now to throw. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. It was Ricardo Allen there on the coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Ready. We're waiting.
They'll run it with Kamara, and he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Saints add on to their lead. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Lutz now to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Ready. Yellow waiting.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. He'll let it fly in the direction of... man, it's caught inside the 10. A big play there just before halftime. And even 40 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. Throwing now is Breeze. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now. Now Breeze. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's third and goal. Breeze to throw again. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Lutz's kick is good. And the lead now increases to 20-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. So we've reached halftime here on the Thanksgiving night. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Third quarter starts with a run by Freeman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. On the stop there defensively, Tyler Davison.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Get up!
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
21! Go, back 25! Wait! Here we go!
From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan gets it off to Freeman. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Gun! Go!
Now Ryan on 1st down. Looking deep for Julio. This is caught inside the 15. They give him a gain of 38. And until that point, we haven't seen Julio Jones. That's hard to believe here this late in the game.
And no one more frustrated than Julio Jones because receivers feed off of catches. That's their fuel, and that's also their affirmation. And he hasn't been getting much of that in this game, and their team is losing, and he wants to have a better effect on the game.
It's the first connection. Ryan to Jones there. He'll get it up the middle. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. And the ball situated at the 9, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons get a bit closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
That's fielded in the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because What you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
Ready. Yellow waiting.
Shotgun now for Breeze. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Breeze now. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Breeze now on 1st down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Ready. We're waiting.
A give. This is Kamara. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
4 down. Check. Ready. We're waiting.
Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And a short gain down to about the 33. Brooks Reed with a tackle.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. Flushed out right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Thomas the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
The Saints on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Hey, easy. Hey. 4 down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And Lutz puts this one through. And that will swell the lead to 16. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the gun, it's Ryan. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Sheds off the tackle. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Freeman again. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll run it now out of the gun. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Ryan. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. On the keeper, here's Ryan. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. So the D-line got the push there against the O-line to stop that quarterback sneak.
A really high percentage call on offense. I think it's the right call. But as you noted, if they didn't get the push, you can't get in there. There's no place for him to go. And that's why the whole play got stuffed.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. Tackle made there by Robert Alford.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the fourth. Breeze to throw on second down. And his throw is incomplete. The tight end Josh Hill was the target. And that'll make it third down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. The Saints on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 9.
Ready? You waiting?
Play action. Breeze. That's complete to Meredith. And now look at him go. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 75 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. The busy night continues for Kamara. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down.
On second down, Ingram. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This will be 3rd and 6.
Ready? You waiting?
Here's Breeze to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And Lutz's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Freeman. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down, Ryan. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. From the shotgun, Ryan. And that is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
64, south. 20.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Alex Okafor in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
Gun.
And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Falcons on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. From the gun, Ryan drops it off for Coleman. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Falcons cut into that lead. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that will shave 1 more off this lead. Here's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Hey. 4 down.
off. Here's Kamara. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. You know, the man on our cover, John Madden, so synonymous with these Thanksgiving Day games. He was on TV for these from, I think, 81 to 01, giving out the Turkey Leg Award and turducken he always talked about. Special when you got a guy going off like this. I think he would be a good recipient of the Turkey Leg Award.
Well, he's definitely already worked on that leg. Is it possible he could end up getting the whole turkey?
Yeah, give him a thigh,
or the
too.
whole turducken. And it's really great that you mentioned Coach Madden because everyone knows him from this. Everyone knows him from the broadcast booth. Remember, he won a Super Bowl as a head coach in Oakland.
Yep, he did indeed. But right now, we are watching maybe one of those turkey leg performances with his second touchdown there. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And, Charles, this infraction is going to be against the offense. False start.
Sometimes you have to get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure your team is set before you begin your cadence.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Operating from the gun, Ryan. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. Now Ryan on second down. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. From the gun, Ryan. Sanu with a grab over the middle. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And they work this well upfield across the 45. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Hey, right.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking downfield for Jones. This is caught inside the 15. And he will be marked down inside of New Orleans 10. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. 45 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he maneuvers powers his way down to the 3-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up. They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. They'll look to run with Freeman. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the fourth quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't it?
He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on fourth down. They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Falcons get a bit closer.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Coming left is Kamara. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. Breeze is looking to throw. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. And the Falcons going to use another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Here we go. Easy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Powers through. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he's on to punt for New Orleans. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to let it fly. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
22!
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. And the spike will come with 34 seconds to go.
Tuesday. Wait!
Again, Ryan swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him 7 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Throwing again, Ryan. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
12.
On 1st down, Ryan. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
2nd and 10 now. Ryan going underneath. It's Coleman. And out of bounds right around the 20. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. To throw again is Ryan. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Von Bell. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Drew Brees with a kneel down, and that ought to do it. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11.